Hi there, I'm Aimee Simpson. I'm a people and culture leader. Previously I worked at A6400. I have had a lot of years, more than I want to admit, in the HR industry, and my passions are tech, people and innovation. So it's much of muchness, right? There's just different names. I know that's probably debatable, HR and people and culture, talent, employee experience, they're really just different terms, in my opinion. Procurement is very corporate, Nick. And back in another life I worked in government and they'd have a procurement department, but I think these days, that can fit into people operations or can fit into HR, and that's to do with, getting in supplies for, to help your people do their roles and stuff like that, such as, equipment and ice creams, whatever, yeah. Anyone going into HR needs to be able to build relationships and be that connector. You need to be a trusted partner in the business. I think they need to be able to be commercial and look at things from a holistic point of view. Resilience is a really big thing, and especially in a scale up. That's really important, yeah. Well, because scale up and startup is hard. You've got so many different challenges and competing sort of priorities, and it's so fast moving that, some days can be really good and others can just be absolutely just shit, yeah. No, it's terrible, isn't it? I love HR. I love the fact that HR is the connector to the business. It's a connector to the business between the people and sometimes to the leadership team. HR spans across all aspects of the business because of course the people. And HR is really rewarding. What's really rewarding is where, you hire these great people and they produce, things that are just so awesome. And a good example would be at a hackathon. If you've been to a hackathon and actually seen the talent, these talented people come up with these just awesome ideas, and being a part of that journey as well. Yeah, so conflict is not a bad thing, right? It's just how it's handled. Being really clear and precise with your messaging is really good. Trying to understand from other people's point of view as well is really, really good. Listening is good. Conflict is interesting. So conflict can be, obviously, someone can be angry about something. They can be angry about someone, or they can be angry at you. Each has different responses. So being in the way of confrontation, I think confrontation is probably a strong word. It's more, as I say, around conflict. Two adults should be able to sit down and have conversations, right? And actually talk things out. I think the thing with confrontation is that emotion comes into it, and if someone's fired up in the heat of the moment, that can squiff the messages as well. But I think being open, honest and transparent, or frank and authentic, that is really the key, but also listening and understanding the other person's point of view. Sometimes you've just got to have those conversations, and sometimes you've got to have a big blow up, right? And I've been on executive teams where there's been an absolute blow up. And it's been like World War VII, right? And at the end of it, we've gone, all right, there's been hugs and then we've been sorted. Yeah. Amazing. So for a termination, I think being really prepared and having all your ducks in a row is really important. For me internally, it's transactional. So I have a list of points that I get through swiftly, succinctly, but that's internally, right? Externally, I am human, I'm, understanding, I'm calm, because you're right, it's not a personal thing, it's a business thing. It's a business transaction, and, it's never nice having to terminate somebody, but, it comes part and parcel of things. Yep, so employer branding is really important, EVP is really important, that proposition is really important. Not only, and the employee journey is really important, so not only from, getting the talent and then onboarding them, also embedding them, and making sure you're checking in with them, making sure that, there's those check-ins, hey, is the job what you thought it was going to be? I think that's building those relationships is really, really important. I think being ready for change, because one day you're going this direction and then there's a slight detour, you've got to be able to just pivot. The tech team, they needed 10 more engineers on, they needed them yesterday, what are we going to do, Yeah, see, that's a really good one. I think if you evolve the culture and you evolve as you go. You build it. It's a lot like agile, right? You just have regular iteration, so to speak. I think employee feedback. I think that hierarchy. Having that flat structure. Obviously, everyone's got their positions, but having that flat structure where everyone's always in the know. I think. Embedding those values, keep on with the values, and keep on doing frameworks that are going to embed them in the company. The reality is that the business is going to grow. It literally is, and it is going to change. And where it was when there were like 20 people is not going to be like when there's 200. But you can successfully just evolve and bring the team on that journey with you.